What exactly do you think you're doing? Laura turns with her phone raised, that familiar smirk twisting her lips. Correcting a visual violation. She gestures to the splintered remains of my fence. This eyesore had to go. Ethan marches up with his phone, capturing everything. This is illegal. You're trespassing and destroying private property. Martin steps forward with his politician smile. The board voted. This is within our authority. I don't blink. You've got the wrong land, the wrong map. My grip tightens on the mug. And you definitely picked the wrong neighbor. The operator shrugs from his seat. She told me HOA funds approved this. A slow smile spreads across my face as I move toward my cactus garden. Hope she budgeted for a lawsuit. My boot sends a spiny barrel cactus tumbling toward Laura's designer shoes. And medical bills. I'm standing on my porch in slippers, a chipped coffee mug in one hand, my nephew's science project in the other, watching a backhoe rip through my fence like it's made of toothpicks. Laura, my neighbor nemesis and self-appointed HOA enforcer, is perched in a lawn chair with a ring light and a tablet, live streaming the destruction like it's the Macy's parade. HOA President Martin claps from the sidewalk like he's unveiling a monument. Rusty, my red heeler, barks until his voice cracks. Ethan, my lawyer, paces the property line barefoot and furious, phone camera rolling. This is illegal. You're trespassing. This is recorded. The backhoe guy just shrugs. They voted on it. I haven't spoken, not yet, but I know this isn't ending with a fine. It's ending with water rights, native cacti, and an HOA board that eats itself alive. It's 6:57 a.m. The neighborhood is still tucked in bed when the bulldozer rolls in with a sleepy engine growl. The operator, a man with sagging eyes and a faded shirt that reads, "You dig," looks like he'd rather be at the DMV. But Laura, she's radiant, narrating every splintered fence post like she's hosting a home makeover show. This is what happens when you violate harmony clauses, she says with the practiced cheer of a TV host. This homeowner ignored multiple notices. She lifts her mug, likely half resentment, half espresso, and smiles directly into the lens. When her camera pans to my nephew's face, his wide, stunned eyes framed behind cracked glasses, I exhale slowly and set the mug down. That fence wasn't just wood. My dad built it in '84, the same year the barn was raised and the well was re-drilled. It marked the line between our family land and the scrubby utility strip that nobody wanted until the HOA decided it was an aesthetic nuisance. That utility land? Not HOA property, never was. But after the last board election, the boundaries on their internal map mysteriously expanded. I got a letter, no return address, no signature, just a bad scan of a parcel map and a vague demand about non-compliant boundary structures. I laughed, filed it under nonsense, and called the county. The clerk on the phone chuckled too. That's not even within their jurisdiction. Unincorporated land, sir. They have no say. I thought it was over. Then this morning happened. Ethan showed up as the first panel fell, one shoelace dragging, phone in one hand and rage in the other. This is property damage. This is trespassing. This is a lawsuit, he shouted, spinning toward the camera. Laura laughed and adjusted her ring light. Martin, whose greatest HOA accomplishment is securing a bulk discount on mailbox paint, stepped forward and clasped his hands like a pastor. This was a board decision. Due process was followed. I raise one eyebrow. Whose jurisdiction? City? County? Martin blinks. Laura doesn't miss a beat. It's about the visual harmony of the subdivision, she says, like she's describing Monet's haystacks. Your fence disrupts the continuity. Behind her, my nephew clutches his fourth-grade science project, a model ecosystem of drought-resistant succulents and a makeshift irrigation system made from soda bottles. He looks like he's about to cry, Rusty's gone hoarse, barking. I ask the backhoe operator, "Who hired you?" He jabs a thumb at Laura. "She said HOA funds." I nearly choke. Ethan's phone swings to her face. "Misuse of dues," he mutters almost gleefully. That's when I decide. No shouting, no threats. I walk inside. I set the project gently on the kitchen counter. Then I head to the study and pull out three things. A box labeled Waterway Rights, 1983, a binder of protected plant laws. My dad's old survey map, the lines inked in thick red permanence. This isn't just land, it's legacy. My property borders a dormant waterway, federally recognized with dormant agricultural water rights. If I can't build a new fence, I can build something better. A living wall, a native cactus barrier protected under state conservation law and immune to HOA tantrums. So while Laura's live streams and Martin holds court on the sidewalk, I'm on the phone with the agricultural office, zoning board, and Dad's friend Terry, who still works county code enforcement. Ethan drafts a cease and desist in under an hour. And me? I'm planting revenge. Quiet, rooted, legal. By 4 p.m., I'm back on the porch. The fence is gone. Laura is now hosting a poll for fence designs. My nephew sits beside me, quiet. "Can they really do this?" he asks. "No," I say, handing him a cactus catalog. "But we can do better." The next morning, 3 landscaping trucks arrive behind the barn. My nephew hops with excitement. Rusty growls approvingly. These aren't novelty succulents from a craft store. These are giants: prickly pear, ocotillo, saguaro, 12-foot monuments to spite and legal statutes, each tagged, barcoded, and licensed. We start planting. We call it the Great Desert Reclamation. The crew, a mix of college kids and conservationists, spreads out with tape measures and stakes, laying drip irrigation lines that pull from the aquifer secured in my deed. HOA rules don't touch water rights. The law doesn't just allow native plants, it shields them. Removing one without state sign-off is a felony. By noon, we've planted 40 saguaros. My nephew names each one. At 12:47 p.m., Laura's blinds twitch. At 12:51 p.m., she storms out. Robe, clipboard, oversized sunglasses, barefoot. "You can't do this," she snaps. I look up. "Do what? Beautify? Conserve?" "It's a violation," she hisses. I hand her a copy of the state zoning code. Natural barrier, federally protected. Check page 12. Martin waddles up moments later, arms crossed. "We'll issue a notice." "Great," I say, handing him a county letter. "Send it to the Department of Natural Resources. They approved it this morning." He reads, blinks, retreats, but Laura lingers, seething. That night, I catch her on my solar light cam, swinging a curtain rod at a young saguaro. It bends but doesn't break. The motion light flashes. She flees. I post the video anonymously in the neighborhood group. By morning, it has 400 likes and a comment thread titled, "Laura versus the Desert. A board member resigns mid-thread." The next day, Laura gets a letter from the county. Her attack on the cactus flags the property for a wildlife corridor study. The state opens an official review. Laura? She's radioactive. 2 days later, I'm at the hardware store when my phone buzzes. Ethan texts, "Check your doorbell cam." I do. The footage? Laura, garden shears, in one hand, a beach towel over her head, like camouflage, tries to yank a cactus out of the ground. She slips, lands face first into a cluster of prickly pear. The scream is operatic. Paramedics arrive, bandage her up, confirm my paperwork's airtight. Laura points a trembling finger at my doorbell camera. "This is your fault." I shrug. "It's your trespass." Martin calls a special board meeting. The tone is dire. At the meeting, he tries to claim the cacti are dangerous, harmful to property values. I raise my hand. Which kids are climbing my cactus wall, Martin? He stammers. I hold up photos. Bird nests, butterflies, wildlife cameras. Under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, any attempt to disturb this habitat could result in federal fines. The room goes silent. A woman in the back mutters, I knew Laura was going to sink us. I hand out packets, county approvals, state exemptions, plant registries. Martin mutters something about legal review. Laura stares daggers. Sarah, a younger board member, leans in. Half the board wants her out, she whispers. We look like lunatics. I smile. I just wanted my fence. She winks. You built an empire. Back home, my nephew draws a comic. Laura versus the Cactus Fortress. Then the letter arrives. Not a warning. A proposal. The state wants to designate my cactus barrier a conservation learning site. They'll pay a stipend, install signage, and bring in educational groups. Laura destroyed my fence. Now the state is funding its replacement and naming it after my dad. Signs go up. One explains the native ecosystem. One warns of felony penalties for tampering. One features a cartoon cactus with sunglasses that says, hands off, partner. Bird watchers visit. A scout troop helps plant more cacti. My nephew leads tours in a vest with a cactus patch. Laura watches it all from behind her curtains like a ghost in a crumbling castle. Then code enforcement knocks on her door. Turns out her custom arbor violates the setback rule. No permit, 2 citations. I am the HOA, she screams at the officer. The citation lands anyway. Martin is losing grip. Ethan's lawsuit for fence damage gains momentum. Board members resign like dominoes. A local news crew does a feature. When desert law meets suburbia, a sanctuary is born. Laura is voted out in a narrow, glorious meeting. Her brunch is canceled. Her newsletter column discontinued. I'm invited to speak at a state conference on property rights. I get a standing ovation. My nephew starts selling cactus-themed t-shirts online, sells out in 2 days. A law school professor emails Ethan. We're using this as a case study. The inspector calls my land exemplary. That night, a solar light clicks on over the cacti, bathing them in gold. This isn't revenge, it's restoration. It's permanence. Laura thought she played chess. I built something rooted, sharp, untouchable. Revenge doesn't have to shout. It can be a cactus, silent, blooming, impossible to ignore. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful true stories. Your support allows us to keep delivering valuable insights and stories that inform and inspire people everywhere. Thank you for watching Work Story, and see you in the next one.